Whenever I work with people who are new to vision loss or have recently started to lose their vision, there are always a couple of things that come up, things that they wish they could do or they're struggling to do. Number one is usually reading. Everybody wants to be able to read. Number two is generally driving. But then the third thing oftentimes is watching television. And always the first thing I ask about that is, how big is your TV? Because usually, for the most part, with low vision, bigger is going to be better. If you're struggling to see the television, perhaps getting a larger TV would be helpful. Now, the problem is, the bigger you go, the more expensive they are. Unless you go the projector route. And that is what we are talking about today. Hey guys, it's Sam. This is The Blind Life. Welcome back to the channel. So I've made videos about projectors and talking about using projectors in the past. I'll have links to those videos down below. But today I'm talking about a new projector. A company reached out to me and asked if I wanted to check out their projector. And this one intrigued me for a couple of reasons, mainly the fact that this is a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth projector. In the past with my other projectors, and I've had a couple projectors over the years, one of the biggest issues I always had was everything had to be plugged up to the projector. So this is the VILINICE V-I-L-I-N-I-C-E. So VILINICE, not villainous, but VILINICE. Projector, Wi-Fi projector, model number BL43. Of course, I will have a link to this in the description, to the Amazon link. But let's open it up and see what comes inside. Projector is packed up in a nice layer of foam. All right, first things first, we've got a manual here. Unfortunately, it's a pretty small printed manual, but you know, this isn't necessarily made for blind people. We have the projector here, and it's a very nice looking projector. It is white with black accents. Kind of looks like a white video game console, like an Xbox. Really, really nice design. Even has a cap on the lens here, protecting the lens. I like that. Buttons on top here, and these buttons are very tactile. We'll talk more about the projector here in a second. What else do we have? We get a cleaning cloth, microfiber cleaning cloth. You have a remote, very small remote, but all the buttons are raised and tactile. So once you figure out what the buttons do, you won't have any problems. You shouldn't have any problems finding them by feel, just by touch. You have the little foot here to level the projector. We have what looks like a video out to, or I should say a male video to a female red, white, and yellow video cables. This would be kind of the older connections. Then we have what's probably HDMI. Yep, HDMI cable. And then we have the power cable, standard power cable. And that's what you get in the box, folks. Okay, let's take a quick look around the projector. So as I said, really, really nice design here. Very sleek and stylish. On the left side here, you have some venting ports. You also have the port for the power cable. On the right side here, more airflow vents. Then you have some ports at the top here. Looks like an SD card port, memory card port. You have the headphone jack, the audio video jack, and these are 3.5 millimeter jacks. Then you have two HDMI ports and a USB port, and I believe the USB is 3.0. On the back, you have an older style port, which is either VGA or DVI. It's blue, so I think that's DVI. And then you have a little slider here. This is maybe Keystone, or it might be Focus. We'll have to come back and check that out. Keystone is, it will allow you to kind of angle the image so that if your projector is maybe sitting a little lower than your screen, it's not going to be, the image on the screen won't be warped. Well, it will be warped, but you can do adjust the keystone to fix that warping. On the front here we have the lens, and I believe this model is 9,000 lumens, which is crazy bright. And then you also have some branding and some type of possibly infrared sensor. Not sure what this is here. We'll have to check that out as well. Then on the top, you have the buttons, and then this is probably focus here, this dial. All right, so I guess the next thing to do is to fire this up. As I said, 9,000 lumens in this version. This projector actually comes in a couple different versions. There's like a 9,000 lumens, a 6,000 lumens, and a couple others. And of course, that's going to affect the pricing as well. Native resolution 1080p. So full HD, you should be able to connect your device through Wi-Fi, and it supports both Android and iOS devices, possibly even computers and things. So you'll be able to stream your content from your phone directly to the projector and out onto the screen. And then I'm hoping, I believe the way I understand it is the Bluetooth, you can also send your audio from the projector to either Bluetooth enabled headphones or Bluetooth enabled speakers. That's what I'm really excited about. One other thing I forgot to mention is that on the bottom of the projector is also a tripod port, or a hole that will accommodate a tripod. So if you are someone like myself that has a lot of tripods, this works out really, really well. You can put the projector onto the tripod and raise it up and lower it whatever position you want, and it makes it really, really convenient. When you first launch the VILINICE here, you have a main menu with some options. If you have media connected to the unit, then you can browse through your movies and music and photos. You have an option for the Wi-Fi streaming. You have a settings, and then you have a couple options for the VILINICE or VILINICE community. In the settings here, you can adjust a ton of different things like the different resolutions, the screen sizes. You can adjust the sound and choose mono stereo. This is also where you can connect to Bluetooth for the Bluetooth audio. Then we have an option to adjust the time. And then the final one is just some general options for like display and such. Okay, so I'm currently mirroring the screen from my Android phone to the projector and playing one of my YouTube videos on the wall there. I don't have any audio devices hooked up to the projector, so the sound is just coming through the projector here itself, and it sounds really good, actually. Now, admittedly, I haven't played any action movies or any movies with really powerful soundtracks to fully test the audio coming out of the built-in speakers, but so far it's not too bad. When you're driving, it is a must, a necessity for a lot of people. It's literally the only way that... There is a fan inside, just like all projectors have, and the fan is a little bit loud. Connecting my Android device to the projector was really easy. I just went to the Android quick settings and chose the screen mirroring option, and the projector popped up in the list of compatible devices, and it connected really very quickly and started showing the Android screen. In fact, let's see if we can do this here. So it's just projecting the screen of my Android phone onto the projector. Now, as far as brightness, it's pretty bright. I'm currently in my guest bedroom here. It's daytime. I have the blinds closed and the curtains drawn. So it's letting a little bit of ambient light in, enough that I can see around the room and I can see where I'm going and stuff. And the image is pretty bright. Okay, so we're still streaming the content from my smartphone to the projector over Wi-Fi, but now we also have the projector connected to this Bluetooth speaker, and we've got the audio coming through the speaker. Okay guys, so now I have two projectors going. We have the one on the left here is the VILINICE projector, the one we're reviewing in this video, and then the one on the lower right here is the iCotus projector that I reviewed in a previous video. First thing I wanted to test is the screen size, if they had equivalent screen size at the same distance. And for the most part, it looks like they do. Then I also wanted to test the colors to see what the differences would be between the two of them. And it looks like the VILINICE is a little more warm. The iCotus in the bottom right seems to have some more blue in it. It's a little bit cooler of an image. Both images look pretty nice. They both claim to be 1080p. I will say the iCotus, I was able to get it much more sharp than the VILINICE. I've had a difficult time getting the VILINICE nice and sharp. It's, no matter what I do, it's still slightly blurry. And then here is a test of how bright these two are while the overhead light is on. So this should give you an idea of how well you can see the image in a room that has the lights on. Okay guys, let's do our final thoughts on the VILINICE or VILINICE Wi-Fi and Bluetooth projector. A couple things that I really like about this. I love that it has this little port on the bottom to attach it to a tripod. This makes it so much more convenient for setting up, especially if this is going to be a portable projector that you're going to take to events. You don't need to constantly find like a table and then maybe a stack of books to get it up to the right height. You can just throw it onto a tripod like this and it works really well for that. It also allows you to adjust the leveling and all of that really easily. I also really like the form factor. It's a good looking projector. And also I did confirm that this little slider on the back here is indeed the keystone adjuster. It has all the different ports that you could possibly want. So if you wanted to connect this to a streaming device like a Roku or an Apple TV, you can do that very easily through the HDMI. Or if you wanted to just throw a bunch of movies onto a flash drive, you could do that through the USB. I also liked the fact that it has a little cover for the lens. So if you do pack this away or you're going to be traveling with it, you can put a cover on there and protect your lens. This unit is 9,000 lumens. That's pretty bright, especially in a dark room. You're really not going to have too many issues with that. In a brighter room, it might be difficult to see. And one thing to note also is that as bright as these projectors get, they're not going to be as bright as a television with a backlight. To really get the maximum out of one of these, you need to be in a completely dark environment. And also something to consider is the further away you put the projector from the surface, the screen or the wall, the bigger the image is, which is great, but also the dimmer it's going to be. If you want it really bright, put it closer to the screen. The speakers were really good. I mentioned that too. The fan is a little loud, but it's not any louder than any other projector I've tested. Now, some of the things that I wasn't crazy about, I could never quite get the focus 100%. Now, I was trying to do this by myself, so I would focus a little bit and then I'd go up to the screen and look at it and like, okay, it needs a little more, and I would focus again. And I was doing this exact same method with my other projector and I got that one dialed in really, really good. But this one, I could never quite get the text on the screen sharp. It was always just slightly fuzzy. And then also, one of the biggest pros to this projector is also a bit of a con. I love that you can wirelessly send a signal from a smartphone or a laptop or something like that to the projector, but I did lose signal every now and then. The video would stutter a little bit here and there, and even disconnected at one point. I lost signal and had to reconnect my phone to the projector through the wireless connection. So that's kind of a bummer. Now, with that being said, you do have the ports, the HDMI, the USB, so you could physically plug in your device to the projector, and that would solve all those problems. And at that point, it's a very, very good projector, especially with the Bluetooth. Now, that was one of the things I was really looking for, is a projector that I could Bluetooth the audio signal to an external speaker. And for the most part, I didn't have any problems. I did try to connect this to 2 different Bluetooth speakers, and it only would connect to one of them. The other one would just never show up in the list of Bluetooth devices. So I'm not sure what that's about. It may be hit or miss whether this will connect to your Bluetooth speakers or not. Okay guys, if you're interested in picking up this projector, I will have a link in the description down below. It will be an affiliate link for Amazon, so if you make a purchase through that link, the Blind Life will get a small percentage, and we appreciate that. Currently, this projector is on sale for $119. Here in the US, that's the 9,000 lumen version of this projector. I believe the 600 or 6,500 lumen version is right around $50. So quite the savings. If you don't need such a bright, you don't need that many lumens, looking at the 6,500 lumens version of this will save you a little bit of money. This is also available in other countries, I believe in the UK. If I can find that link, I will also have that linked in the description down below. But that is it for this one, guys. Once again, a huge thank you to VILINICE for sending this projector out for this review. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions for me, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll do my best to help out. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to The Blind Life and turn on post notifications so you'll be alerted every time I put out a new video. That is it, guys. Thank you again. Sam with The Blind Life. I'll see you next time.